Welcome to another episode of Trump Trolls Trump. I will leave it to you to decide who's doing which of those things. Okay, it is difficult to believe, but it has now been over 1 month since Donald's reign of terror to destroy the country and the world order has kicked off. Anybody feeling those golden age vibes yet? I am not. But before we get started, I want to take a look at the guy everybody hates, whom Donald has called Lion Ted Cruz for years now. And this is what happened when he was asked about Donald's completely laughable and quite frankly embarrassing idea to take over Greenland when Cruz accidentally revealed what could and should be the motto of the entire Trump regime. Take a look.
I sat down, I met with the Danish ambassador this past week, I met with the Greenlandic ambassador, and I got to say the Danish ambassador, they were upset and they were offended, and they said Greenland is not for sale. And I laughed and I said, you know what, everything's for sale.
Yes, we need to carve that in marble everywhere. Also, these people are so despicable. When Cruz said that the Danish ambassador was upset, you could hear Hannity in the background chortling. He was upset. Fuck him. Anyway, before we go further, please take a second to like and share this video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. And after you've done that, click on the bell icon so you'll be sure to be notified anytime new episodes drop. Have you guys ever heard of the Ted Cruz curse? No, it's not what you think. It's not being Ted Cruz. Although that would be a very reasonable mistake to make. No, turns out that sports teams hate it when Cruz attends their games because almost inevitably any team he supports loses. Especially in the state of Texas. And this, seriously, it's from the college level all the way up to the pros. They beg him not to come to their games, which sounds like something that pretty much anybody who might be subjected to Ted Cruz would do. Don't come to the Senate. Don't come home. You know, that kind of thing. So that's the Cruz curse. Everybody loses when that guy is around. But we might have a new contender here, which is really saying something. Check this out.
Does President Trump have a bet with Trudeau about this USA-Canada hockey game tonight? And when there is a big hockey game on, is the president watching for the goals or for the fights?
Probably both. I think he's watching for the United States to win tonight. I know he talked to the USA hockey team this morning. He talked to the players after their morning practice around 10 o'clock. And I also spoke to some folks from that team after. They were jubilant over President Trump's comments to the team. I believe they're going to put out a video of that call. So he looks forward to watching the game tonight, and we look forward to the United States beating our soon-to-be 51st state, Canada.
Fuck off. My God. Seriously? Just the arrogance that she has managed to accrue in less than 3 decades is just terrifying. Also, way to go for the most important news stories of the day. And if anybody thinks that Justin Trudeau is going to have a friendly bet or basically anything to do with Donald Trump at this point, they're out of their minds. But at least the mystery has been solved. Why did the United States lose to Canada 3-2 in the Four Nations Face-Off Championship game Thursday night? Well, probably because Donald spoke to the team and they were so horrified by having to be subjected to him that they were off their game. So let's say it's the Donald curse. And listen, everything he touches kind of goes wrong. I mean, I don't know if you've noticed, America's not doing very well at the moment. Canadian Prime Minister, who is the Prime Minister of a country that will never, ever, ever, ever subject itself to that fucking moron, unlike a plurality of American voters, he decided to have a little fun with the thin-skinned megalomaniac on Twitter, and he posted this. You can't take our country away, and you can't take our game. Well played, Prime Minister Trudeau. Well played. Is it okay if a bunch of us come up there for a bit? I mean, not right now, but maybe eventually. Yeah. Anyway, the unelected billionaire slash fledgling dictator who recently unleashed a crash and burn and slash approach to the federal government without any oversight. Again, unelected, unvetted, no FBI background checks, not confirmed. Now wants all of our social security numbers because he needs them, of course. Don't be unreasonable. How could he possibly, in the most efficient way possible, dismantle the Social Security Administration without our social security numbers? Here again is the press secretary, whatever her name is, explaining the reasoning for this. Watch.
President Trump has directed Elon Musk and the DOGE team to identify fraud at the Social Security Administration. They haven't dug into the books yet, but they suspect that there are tens of millions of deceased people who are receiving fraudulent Social Security payments.
Tens of millions. Yeah, I guess it's that's a feature, not a bug. And I think it's contagious, right? I don't know if features can be contagious. Bugs can be, but let's pretend for the sake of argument, because who does the same thing, right? We sent $50 million in condoms to Gaza. We sent $100 million in condoms to Gaza. Like, they do that all the time. So, last week it was some alarming number of thousands of people who were dead receiving Social Security. Like, now it's tens of millions of dead people. I mean, really? Do you think? I'm pretty sure people would have noticed that before now. According to the New York Times, as if we actually needed this confirmed. Well, we probably did, because, the stupid, it burns and it's everywhere. So the New York Times confirmed that there could not possibly be tens of millions of people receiving Social Security benefits who are over the age of 100. At most, there are maybe 90,000 of them, which is a rounding error, quite frankly. And, that happens sometimes when people die and the proper paperwork doesn't get filed, or what, I don't know, mistake happens. 90,000 dead people? I mean, don't get me wrong. I hope they're not spending it all in one place, but that is a vanishingly small number of people. And it is not something we should be worried about. Anyway, according to the Census Bureau, there are about 85,000 people in America 100 years or older, so they might even not be dead yet. Which reminds me of Monty Python's movie, Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Right? You don't want to write people off before they're actually dead. I'm sure that Leave It was just making an honest mistake. Happens to the best and the worst of us, it would seem. Okay, so we all know, or we should know by now, that literally the only thing Donald cares about is money. He doesn't care about democracy. He doesn't care about our country. He doesn't care about the Western Democratic Alliance at all. He doesn't care about people. So even if they're American, even if they're voted for him, and even if they're in his base, it is always about money. So I want you to check out this clip in which he explains that he's going to Fort Knox. Oh, the embarrassment we all must be feeling. He wants to see if there's gold at Fort Knox. Check this out.
We're going to go into Fort Knox to make sure the gold is there. Are they gonna? You know that we're going to go into Fort Knox. Do you know about that? That was a bad bump.
Are they going to eliminate more national security positions, civilians there?
We'll see what happens. But one of the things we do want to look, we hope everything's fine with Fort Knox, but we're going to go to Fort Knox, the fabled Fort Knox, to make sure the gold is there.
Where would the gold have gone?
If the gold isn't there, we're going to be very upset.
Okay, I just want to make sure I got this right. He's going to Fort Knox? And he's going to Fort Knox to make sure the gold is there? It wasn't entirely clear. Also, that guy, he can't even handle turbulence on the safest plane on the planet. What? Anyway, he's going to Fort Knox. I don't think he's going to Fort Knox to see if the gold is there. I think he's going to Fort Knox to see how easy it might be to remove it. But, hopefully somebody's keeping an eye on that. Also, he's such a fucking moron. I felt that needed to be said. All right, there was an event called CPAC, that stands for the Conservative Political Action Committee, conference, and it is seriously, it's terrifying. This thing, it has gotten increasingly unhinged and fascistic over the years. If you're familiar with CPAC, you know this, but I'm going to set the stage for you anyway. Imagine it's 1939 and you're Adolf Hitler at a tractor pull, which may be a thing that happened. All of a sudden, the president of Argentina shows up with a chainsaw, which would scare most people. But for whatever reason, the half-trillionaire fledgling dictator Elon Musk thought it was a gift, or at least he understood it to be, and the crowd cheers. Well, that would be weird because that would involve time travel. Anyway, some random really rich guy is given a chainsaw by Adolf Hitler. I wouldn't cheer for that. I would say I'd literally be like, "What the hell is happening right now?" And I would run away. So I'm going to let you guys decide which part of this statement, the scenario I just spun out for you, is a real thing. Watch this.
I've never seen anybody that can, do so many things at the same time. I mean, you've got the rockets, you got the cars. I've always wanted to ask you, what is it like inside your mind? Like, is it just 1,000 miles an hour? I mean, are you?
Yeah.
Is it just not? I mean, does it ever stop? Do you sleep? How much do you sleep? What's? Paint us a picture of inside of the mind of a genius. Like, how do you do all this? Can you answer that question? It's not an easy question. Yeah.
I mean, my mind is a storm.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it's a storm.
Is that a good thing? That doesn't sound like a good thing. Also, I mean, yes, please share with us the terrifying hellscape inside your head. I do not want to know such things. Also, and this is more to the point. Can you imagine thinking that fucking idiot is either cool or smart? I just, or competent or valid in any way, shape, or form. And it's all literally just because he has way too much money, and nobody should have ever let that happen. No one person should have more money than any other person in human history, probably combined. Right? That is objectively insane. And it is a large part of the reason we're here. Because we decided a long time ago that money was the most important thing people could have. And that's why we got people like Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Okay, I'm going to shift gears a little bit. Fox State Television has a brand new show, which debuts next week. And here's Sean Hannity giving the new show's host the introduction she so richly deserves. Check this out.
Joining us now, the host of the upcoming hit show, My View with Laura Trump. And by the way, take that to the bank.
Lara Trump. I think it suits her. But let's take another look just to make sure.
Joining us now, the host of the upcoming hit show, My View with Laura Trump. Take that to the bank. The upcoming Laura show.
Oh, that totally works for me. The Laura show. I mean, it rolls trippingly off the tongue. Also, Hannity is just brilliant at getting the details right. And I know it's hard, but her name's Lara, not Laura. But now I think her name is also Lara Shitshow, which again completely works for me. Hannity, like Donald, and Donald, like Hannity, also a very smooth talker. Donald has big plans, despite the fact that he allegedly has a full-time job running a country, to expand his real estate ventures in Saudi Arabia, which I'm pretty sure is unconstitutional, but who fucking cares anymore? At an investment conference sponsored by the Saudi government entities in Miami this week, Donald thought it would be a really good opportunity to let the crowd know that he's still got it. Because when you've still got it, you have to tell people. Take a look.
So much has been given away. So much has been treated so badly. But to keep peace, you really have to, I have a thing, strength through, and I'm in it. You really have it. You have strength, and you need the strength, but it's really peace through the strength, because without the strength, it's going to be very hard to have peace, because you're going to be taken over, bad things are going to happen, so you really want to have peace through strength.
Sure. Because clearly he's been reading Orwell. Well, no, he hasn't, because he's illiterate. Yeah, that's it, Donald. That is it. And that's a nice new little catchphrase for you. It does not have a lot of words. Most of them are, well, actually, they're all monosyllabic, completely in your wheelhouse. You go, little guy. Okay, so have you ever tried to imagine the most terrifying dystopian buddy comedy? No, who would do that? We don't need to, because it feels like we're living through one. I want to look at something that happened on Fox and Friends with Brian Kilmeade. This week, Kilmeade had an interesting take on Donald and Elon's friendship. Not entirely sure if that's the word for it, but I'm not comfortable speculating further. Kilmeade compared them to a famous movie couple. It may be a fair comparison, but I'm not totally sure who is whom in this scenario. So let's watch.
Why does the media have such a hard time believing that two powerful, successful, handsome men could work together with one objective? It's happened before, and America accepted it. Remember, for example, Lethal Weapon? 4 separate times. Mel Gibson, Danny Glover.
What? You would be surprised to know that that guy is against marriage equality. And Mel Gibson was the crazy one, so maybe he's confusing. Maybe he's confusing it, because I think in that scenario, they're both Mel Gibson, and I don't mean the character of the movie. I mean Mel Gibson. Okay, finally, this is a thing. I didn't know it was, but now I do. There is now a final rose ceremony here at Trump Trolls Trump. I'm not sure for how long. There will be one, but let's see. And again, I didn't know what that was, but I'm learning. I'm open to learning. Most of you probably do, and are wondering if I live in a cave. So here we go. This is Fox State Television and Sean Hannity again, who is going to be making the presentation. It's already in progress, so enjoy, I think.
President Trump and Elon Musk opening up about their working relationship as Democrats try to turn them against each other.
They want you two to start, they want a divorce. They want you two to start hating each other.
Elon called me. He said, they're trying to drive us apart. I said, absolutely. No, they said, we have breaking news. Donald Trump has ceded control of the presidency to Elon Musk. President Musk will be attending a cabinet meeting tonight at 8 o'clock.
He's one of your best friends. He's working for free for you.
Well, I love the president. I just want to be clear about that.
You don't care about that.
I know. I love the president.
You love the president.
I think President Trump is a good man. The president has been so unfairly attacked in the media. It's truly outrageous. And I've at this point spent a lot of time with the president, and not once have I seen him do something that was mean or cruel or wrong. Not once.
It's like the craziest thing. But you know what I have learned, Elon? The people are smart. They get it.
Yeah, they do, actually.
They get it. They really see what's happening.
Yes.
Yeah, we totally get it. We totally get it. You little scamps. Yeah, there's nothing quite as discombobulating as listening to two very evil people talk about love as if they know what it means, because neither one of them obviously does. But listen, I don't know that I actually do not know that anybody could get between them. And isn't that sweet? And by sweet, I mean grotesque. All right. I would love to hear more of your thoughts on all this, because I'm afraid we're stuck with this couple, divorce, handsome men, for a while. They may indeed get the rose every week again, if that continues to be a thing, now that I know what it is. So please take a second to comment below and share this video. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because we're growing and we would truly, truly appreciate it. Thanks, guys.